we've created. The spirit of a brand, if it can live on, is a true brand.
I was telling Caitlin that I feel blessed to be a part of something with you and, be a partner in something that could be, bigger than me just creating something on my own. I'm a big believer in working with people, and it seems like you are too. And I'm really excited to be doing this.
Having a beer with Fred is really about getting to people's passion and what makes them tick. Having a beer and having honest, frank, clear conversation that inspires our audience is what it's about. We're rolling. Cheers. Here's to having a beer with Fred. Here's to having fun with Dogware and Care. And God bless you and Caitlin. And I appreciate all your hard work, Adam.
Thank you, Fred.
It'll be a lot of fun, and it'll pay off for you.
Awesome. Appreciate it. Cheers. Okay, so I know you're the host of the show, but what are you working on next? Like, you have a couple of new things happening as far as business-wise goes. What's your focus right now?
Right now, it's really to kind of simplify my personal life as much as possible. It gives me freedom. So I'm putting a lot of energy into finding people that I can bring the value of what I've done over the last 30 plus years, close to actually over 40, maybe 44 years, I would say. So I was in my early 20s in my background in real estate, my background in business and marketing and finance, and whether it's somebody like a Frank Curran in real estate or Brian Castle at the Exeter location for Sea Dog, you and Caitlin, we just recently did a video with some mature business guys, Grant Kraft, who's got a law firm, but I've been trying to talk about him taking my marketing skills and creating some opportunity. But I also been focusing on this what powers Shipyard, and we basically companies that power Shipyard, I'm going to help market and promote and sell for, but then get people who will work with us to promote and sell. There's a lot of energy in each one of our locations, and I want to try to extract that energy through our video content and through communicating to key managers, like in Camden, Maine, Bobby Labby, like Heather in North Conway at the Sea Dog, and Lynn Scarborough Sea Dog, and Meredith, who does all our technology but is energized by evolving our technology location. And we've got a great team of people over. Each location's its own little thing, but collectively it's over 900 people in 3 different states, and in the UK with James. So there's some other service businesses that I'm gonna spring off what we do off from the real estate, RB Properties, but for the most part, I'm gonna be able to do it from anywhere without me having to be the person that does it. Right. So my hope is that I can involve myself in some things that don't take my personal time, but leverages my brands. And, like what we've created, the spirit of a brand, if it can live on, is a true brand. That's just the reality of it. The people that created McDonald's aren't there anymore. Right. The people that create. So if I can accomplish that, and that's my goal with some of the things that we're doing. And, we've got some new brands like Climb that I helped start, and I've got a nephew, Ben Fitzpatrick, that's got involved in Federal Jacks and Kennebunkport Brewing Company, and now it's his to work with the people that are there to grow it from where we've had, and not a lot of immediate changes, and I don't see any major changes, but he grew up working there, so he's going to be able to be involved in that business. And I'm 64, I'm not going anywhere, but at the same time, I may not. You want to be able to develop in theory and reality, a succession plan. So that I don't see myself retiring, right? But I do see myself sharing and giving a lot of responsibility to other people, because,
which is nice.
Yeah, that's nice. It's reality of life, and in a lot of ways, people spend their life to. Eventually, I'm going to retire and I'm going to move to Florida. Well, I moved here over here. But then I get the opportunity to go to Maine. Right. I'll be going back, to Maine on Friday, be able to go to Boston,
Yeah.
and then see my kids in Concord, and then go to we sponsored the Boys and Girls Club race Saturday morning in Portland, Maine, a 94th running of this race.
Wow.
So we're trying to bring it back to its prominence. It was down below 100 runners. We're hoping to get a lot more than 100, hopefully. We'll see what happens. But, yeah, so have fun. That's the key of the future.
Yeah.
I've had a lot of fun in the past. Just keep having fun.
Yeah, that's true. And I like that you're passing it on to the next generation.
I'm not giving it up completely, though.
No, I get that. And like, I like what you were saying, too, about...
Well, I am giving some things up.
Yeah, some things, but you're switching gears in a sense. And I like that you're going towards technology because with the stuff that you're doing with your businesses, how you want to bring the marketing smarts that you have within yourself and within your personal brands, you want to bring that to your other locations like Shipyard and Sea Dog and all that stuff.
Yeah, it kind of started with Shipyard, Federal Jacks, and Guerrilla Marketing. We had one of the early. Had an early video with an 8-track tape or whatever it was. There was I still have those where we did a tour of the brewery and we used it for commercials. And now we've got actually a new thing we're doing is Shipyard Radio.
Oh, yeah.
Which everybody will be seeing a lot more of. And we've got some cool stuff happening on May 31st. We're having another rave, which people will see more on. And you go into summer and there are so many fun things. From the beach to Beacon, the Candace Cares golf tournament. We've got a Candace Cares event with Donnie Campbell and Jimmy Champy.
Yep.
Jimmy's like a brother to me, and Donnie's a very close friend. And
I talked to Don about doing a
podcast.
No, not only that, the jingle.
Yeah,
to you. So you still got to make that happen.
But yeah. Donnie, Jimmy's mom babysat me, and I.
Oh wow,
That's how far back we go. And
amazing.
Donnie came to my house before I was even in the beer business and brought his guitar and started playing on our deck, and we had a lot of fun. But the key, I think, for me is to maximize the relationships and friendships that I've had and have to keep sustaining and keep it going, because it's so difficult in business to keep things sustaining and going.
Right.
It's like, so we have some fun stuff to talk about. One of the things I'm going to do in the future is ask people that are listening to opt in, because we need to kind of do some unique things throughout the, both with relationships with accounts and other things like that. Yesterday, we had a pretty big day.
Definitely big day.
Caitlin and you and I met with Martin Coyne, our CFO. Then he went over what an LLC is, and that he was going to set it up, and how we were going to do the membership interests, and what we were going to do if we had investors, and how that would work. And there's always more to the story, and always more. Well, what was your reaction from yesterday? What was
I think it's great. I was telling Caitlin that I feel blessed to be a part of something with you, and be a partner in something that could be, bigger than me just creating something on my own, right? I'm a big believer in working with people, and it seems like you are too, and I'm really excited to be doing that stuff. So I was like, yesterday I was like in celebration mode, basically. Like we're really excited to be doing with.
So you go from working with Cesar Millan in LA. We've talked about this in other videos about your past. You're in LA how long ago working with him?
I just got back recently, like last couple of years. So that was the last time I was over there, was this past year, actually.
Yeah, so you left him less than a year ago. You were employed by Cesar Millan. You decided to spring out and go on your own.
Yep.
With Caitlin LaBelle.
Yep.
As a partnership.
Yeah.
And ran into me here. We were saying December 26th.
December 26th, yeah.
So from December 26th to now, we've got a logo.
Yeah.
We've got a company that's incorporated. It's got the checkbook set up.
Yep.
Martin helped with that. And Martin Coyne, our CFO. And
we got a website.
And what's the website address?
Dogwareandcare.com.
Yeah. And you got a great logo.
Yeah.
We talked about that people might share their dog and see who might be, maybe do 12 different dogs.
Yeah.
a year.
I love that idea.
Because you're creative and have that ability.
Yeah.
And the website looks great, by the way. You did a great job.
Thank you so much.
And then Caitlin's off training a dog, and you're about to go train a dog at 2:00.
So yeah, we're taking your what would you call Charlie? Your general manager?
Yeah, our GM.
Your GM.
Sea Dog.
We're and at Sea Dog Treasure Island.
Yeah.
We're taking your GM Charlie, his dog. We're bringing it in probably next week for training, doing puppy enrichment.
He said that's your sweat equity for working with him.
Yeah.
He said,
What do you mean?
he said he's not going to pay you.
Oh, that's fine. I'll keep the dog.
You know,
He doesn't even know it. I'm keeping the fucking dog. It's mine. It's mine now.
I don't think Charlie's got any money.
No,
bro. He got married with 2 kids. And,
Yeah.
he makes a lot of money, but the money goes out the door.
I told him he could charge it to you as a business expense.
And we got a good trade going, so that's just that works.
Yeah, absolutely.
My wife, she gets upset about that trade stuff, but
No.
in life, it's how it works. And how it
How it
works.
goes. And when they're good trades, it feels good to everybody, you know?
Being an entrepreneur is complicated. Starting a business and making it work is 10 times more complicated.
Yeah.
Well, more challenging, right? The early years of any business, I don't care if it was Apple, I don't care what it was. There was a time period there, 6 to 12 months, where it was very, very difficult.
Yeah.
And it's a give and take of circumstances. And I've seen some start strong and fail, and I've seen others, it's just typical. The biggest thing it's needed is perseverance.
Yeah.
People that are involved have to put it as a priority and not quit.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, I'm very committed to growing the business and everything. And you have the vision of, doing franchising and stuff like that. And I think that we would like to be able to prove the model first. And that part is already happening because we're starting to get people interested in wanting to do what we do. You just got to start training.
It said today, if you can prove that you can train others,
Yeah.
and then the model is that Caitlin's business works in Maine,
Yep.
that's the model.
Yeah.
I mean, all the other add-ons, will depend on the market, depend on that, but for the most part, fundamentally, that can work.
Yeah.
It'll be tested. Every community is a little different.
Yep.
And maybe it doesn't work everywhere.
Right.
There's been a lot of franchises that didn't work in every market,
Right.
Yeah. But,
But I think having Florida as one of the prime location, the states to do it, I think it'll work out pretty well.
I think Connecticut, there's a lot of New England towns that work in. There's
Even Georgia and the Carolina.
Well, their dogs down in Georgia, don't they?
Yeah, but that's
No, I don't know about Georgia.
maybe not Georgia, but Carolina.
I'm just kidding. I'm just imagining where cousins from Atlanta. I don't.
Oh, wow.
Well, that's how they skip over those states, from
The southern states.
Yeah, Florida is. I love Florida.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure about.
The other ones.
I'm sure Georgia. I'm sure all those. Everybody loves dogs.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. I don't know too much about those markets, but I think through doing what we do, which is training people with their dogs, we're going to be able to see, a lot of different markets along the way. And so far, we're seeing that this is the best place to do probably the flagship. It's the best.
Well, you like being here.
Yeah, we like being here, but also it's the best dog market that I've seen. Yeah. Even though it's been a little bit,
better than California and
definitely
the Liquid Hills and all the.
This is the reason. There's a lot of stuff that happens in LA, California, that is kind of counterintuitive to business, right? Especially dog business. People out there, they have big yards, so they don't really see the need to go out with their dogs. They let the
take walks, let them go.
Yeah, they just kind of let them do their thing. But here in Florida, everybody socializes, everybody gets together. There's a lot of community. Yeah, that's where you see people wanting to bring their dogs together, but they're already kind of, in a sense, naturally good at doing that because they're outdoor people here in Florida. And in LA, you would think that they are that, but it's more like Hollywood and more fluff and stuff like that. So the market is definitely better here, in my opinion. I just got back from LA, and it was tough to be out there again. Yeah, I never did a dog business out there. And when I went out there, started doing dog stuff,
it's not as it was so friendly.
Not at all. So I didn't really. I was doing
somebody just told me there's a 15% income tax.
Yeah, no, it's ridiculous. I actually held off on doing any LLCs and stuff like that. I was actually doing stuff with other businesses and consulting and stuff like that. So I didn't have the need to start.
Years there. You're a Florida resident now.
Yeah, I am. Yeah. Yep.
Well, that's cool. I mean, hey, listen, where you are, you make the best of where you are, no matter what.
Yeah,
it's pretty good right here today.
Totally.
In Treasure Island, Florida, at the Sea Dog.
Oh yeah.
And you put a lot of energy into this location. People,
yeah,
enjoying you. Charlie and Hunter behind the bar.
Absolutely.
So, listen, I
appreciate
appreciate
the team.
I appreciate it.
So, cheers, Fred. Thank you. Just community.